Well, good day, everybody. It is absolutely wonderful to be here with you today. Our first webinar of the new year. Hi, it is again, I wish I could see you all, but that's all right. As you know, when we do our webinars, we keep everybody's mic muted so that everyone can hear the audio stream uninterrupted. And welcome to Annual Pledges Made Easy. Your presenter today is myself, the Donate Mo brand manager, Richard Bauer. It is just absolutely a thrill to be with you today because I've been thinking about all of you a great deal. In fact, this past Sunday, when I was the lector for the church, the reading was from Paul's book to the Corinthians, or letter to the Corinthians, as a reference, 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verses 12 through 30, in which he talks about the parts of the body. And in it, the part that jumped out about our time today was when he was talking about how different people within the church are designated a role. And today, I feel like I'm talking directly to the administrators and the leaders of the church that are always looking for new ways, innovative ways in which to engage their members. And I hope that after our time today, you become even more interested in learning more about the Donate Mo tool powered by Ovi. And we'll have all that contact information there available for you in a moment. So let's get started. Today's agenda is I'm going to talk to you just briefly, reminding you, if you've been with me before, or this is your first webinar with me, that what are the pieces that make up the entire Donate Mo suite of products. Then we'll transition to best practices for successful pledge drives. I'm sure many of us have been part of it, and every church year, new church year, we're all participating in it. So we'll go look at some of the best practices so that you can consider whether that's something that you and the rest of the church leadership are doing on a regular basis. Then we're going to dive into the Donate Mo pledge management tool and give you a high-level overview on how, not just how easy it is to put together, but how streamlined and modern the Donate Mo platform is for you to use. And then ultimately, how can you learn more about the entire suite of products? First, let me tell you a little bit more about Donate Mo powered by Ovi. First of all, we are a organization that's based in Houston, Texas. We're established with this vision of helping religious entities like yours, as well as nonprofits, raise their donations and engagement, as well as funds, by offering a simple user experience to encourage donors to give. I can tell you this, that over the past, now we're entering the third year of this COVID-19 influenced experience, church is never going to be what it was before. In fact, my little Presbyterian church here in Minneapolis, we've spent the entire month of January in the virtual mode. But because we've gotten so good at it, not just as leaders of the church, of which I'm an elder, but also the members, everyone gets it. So let's make sure that everybody is seeing what's going on here. I've just gotten a message from somebody that they've lost my audio, so hang on for a quick check-in. I'm still seeing it on my side. Okay, so I'm driving ahead because it looks like it might be just an individual who's having an issue. So when we look at the Donate Mo platform, you're going to see that you can not just collect donations, which is a core competency of the Donate Mo platform, but you can also display service or prayer times, share announcements, and much, much more from our extremely intuitive management dashboard. Bottom line is that Donate Mo has become the simple solution in meeting all of your fundraising and ministry management goals. I love this tool, especially for those new churches that are just getting started, or churches that are looking to reinvigorate what it is and how they engage with their members. And the best part of all when you're dealing with the Donate Mo Giving platform, you don't need an IT team to help you roll it out. It is so simple. So let's take a look at what makes up the parts. So as I shared earlier, we are the ultimate church management and fundraising solution supporting religious organizations across all denominations, church management, helping those administrators that Paul was talking about to the Corinthians with managing the day-to-day tasks of pledges, communication, managing the records of the individual members, birthdays, anniversaries, important dates that the church wants to remain engaged in, as well as nonprofit organizations. If you're leading, whether it's a faith-based nonprofit organization or a nonprofit organization in general, we have the tools for you, and it'll help streamline the administrative tasks that you need to carry out in order to be successful in your mission. Let's take a quick peek at the multiple giving platforms. Number one is online giving, the core, the basic functionality that every application has to be able to provide its clients and ultimately the members served by that church. We create an online giving experience that does not become your responsibility to manage as far as from a security perspective. We take care of all of that, but we help develop and give you the same look and feel as your core website. But even if you don't have a website, I'll talk about that a little bit later on how we can help support you with that. I'll also give you the specifics, if you don't already have it, on what the cost is for ACH transactions as well as merchant services transactions. So online giving, core competency. It's a mobile enabled site as well, so you can take advantage of that. But let's look on to see the next piece, which is the mobile giving app. Many organizations that offer online giving and online giving mobile apps provide you with a basic application that looks like everyone else's application of their client base. Not here with Donate Mo. We provide customized branding and layouts to harmonize with the look and feel of your church. We also have integrated an easy donation screen for fast and easy payments, interactive social content and news feeds, push notifications, a prayer wall and audio content, something that's so important in the life of a church community is that connectiveness that comes with being able to pray, lift up prayers for one another. On an event calendar, we've got a very busy event season coming up as we move through the spring of 2022, posting photos and videos as well as social media integration. So when Donate Mo talks about a mobile giving app, we're talking about a customized, branded mobile giving app solution to serve your church and its members. Next up, kiosk giving. I have had the privilege of traveling to so many churches across the country, across all denominations, and I find it fascinating to see all the different ways that kiosks are being deployed by churches. And one of the features that we know for a fact is that because the core, the backbone of the Donate Mo application was developed around OV's proprietary and highly evolved kiosk experience that exists in restaurants, in the food service industry, we've been able to customize and create an experience that makes sense to your users. And we also know that by putting a kiosk in your church space, you increase overall donations by 28%. And first-time givers, they participate by an even higher level of 60%. So these kiosks, which quite frankly, I've always described it this way. When you go fill up your car and you're interacting with a kiosk, we're so comfortable doing it. It doesn't matter which age group you represent. Your members understand how to use a kiosk. And the best part about ours is that you also get an immediate paper rollout receipt if that's what you'd like, or the individuals can receive an email if they want to receive it electronically so they can accumulate them for their end of year summary for the next year's tax season. Text giving. Text giving is without a doubt the domain of a demographic of your church family. There are kids, and I always love using my own boys as an example. They're 25 and 21. I bet both of them together have only picked up a telephone, an old style telephone, maybe 2 or 3 times in the case of my oldest son. And I don't think my youngest son has ever touched an old phone. But what they do is communicate with me, their mother, their grandmother via text. So it would make perfect sense that this is the way that your younger representatives of your church family would love to be able to engage with a church when it comes to giving. So text giving. So here we are, and the focus of our time together is describing how you can leverage the entering of the creation of funds and entering of pledges within the Donate Mo back office. And we're going to show you that here in just a moment. But first of all, when I gathered together with the other members of the team, we wanted to make sure that we had a common point of reference regarding what it is that are the known best practices for effective stewardship pledge drives, however you want to describe it within your faith community. Number one is that annual appeals for pledging shouldn't just focus on the institution's needs. Oh, we gotta pay the gas bill. We gotta pay the water bill. We gotta pay the electric bill, the internet bill. People understand that. And to be perfectly honest, that's not something that inspires your members. They're looking for things that are in harmony with the things that they're passionate about. So giving effective, putting together an effective stewardship ministry should focus on the giver's need to give, those things that are important to them. I know that in our little Presbyterian church, that we're very focused on the needs of mothers and children that are in particularly stressed housing situations. They may be fleeing violence. It's something that is a commonly accepted topic for our little faith community. And we know that we can set aside and give specifically to that mission. Pledging also helps embrace the spiritual discipline of giving, therefore maturing spirituality as well as continuing as a continual reminder to set aside our own interests for the sake of God and others. There is a discipline to giving, but it has to be something that the individual has come to their own conclusion through Bible study, through prayer, through communications with others. And I know that for myself, my great teacher were a couple in my little church that shared how when they first got married, they committed, both of them, that they were always going to give 10% of their earnings to the church, regardless of what happened in their lives. And to this day, as I occasionally remind them of that story, they tell me that that continues to be how they carry out their stewardship, their giving back to God. Point number 3 is incredibly important because it's a reminder that a pledge is a promise between the giver and God, which is shared with the church. That act of pledging is for the purpose of being more faithful, accountable, and generous. Now, a pledge should also be made so that if you need to modify it, if someone's circumstances change, they can do that. Maybe there's been a promotion and somebody wants to say, hey, I want to express my gratitude. You can go in there and you can change it. You're going to see how easy it is in just a moment. Ultimately, pledging grows generosity. There's plenty of studies that you can go out and look up yourself that describe that with it, regardless of the denomination, that whenever you utilize pledging, you experience a greater level of contribution than those that don't. That act of pledging is, in fact, a way of building that generosity muscle. And quite frankly, pledging is just one part of effective stewardship management. If you're an established church, but have always had a challenge as you're making your way towards the summer, and we're going to talk about those summer slumps as we make our way through 2022. But one way to help manage that is by getting a commitment through a pledge as to how much each of your members are going to give. It's as simple as that. For those of you who are business people out there who have a business life outside of church, I've got to believe that you probably have a budget that helps guide how you develop and continue to grow your personal business. So why would it be any different for our life within a church? So let's take a look. First of all, what we're looking at right now is the back office for a small church that we've made up to help us in our displays. So as you look at the screen right now, this is the actual back office screens, and let's take a look at it for a little bit. And I have to say, I have seen many back office layouts and dashboards. And in my experience, this has been the cleanest, the simplest to understand. So we'll get into more and more of this as we progress through the year. But if your back office dashboard doesn't look like this, as simple and as clean and well laid out, then perhaps you need to look a little bit more at what Donate Mo and how that could change your administration and how you care for your members. So in this particular example here, on the left-hand side is the menu board. I'm going to pick manage, and then I'm going to manage a member. And in this case, all of the members within my church pop up, and I can sort and whatever. And there's a guy I know named Richard Bauer. I can pick him, and that's the one I'm going to start to do my work on. So again, as you continue to look on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see the menu bar dropping down and giving you clear understanding of where you are and how you're navigating within the back office application. So right now I'm within members. Next, I'm going to drill in a little deeper. And in this example, I've brought up a member named Dave Hess. And again, look at the screen. Look at how elegantly it's laid out. You have the basic information about the member, along with key points, any family information, any groups they might be affiliated, specifically groups within the church. So maybe they're part of a adult Bible study. That could be in this part of this group, but you'd see this snapshot right here. But the one we're talking about today is pledges. So let's keep drilling to see where we go from here. So once I bring up the pledge page, it's this simple. First of all, I pick the campaign. For this example, we created an annual pledge campaign so that will be where all of these dollars will be assigned to. You may have a different strategy and know that it's quite easy to build an additional pledge, and ultimately you have the flexibility of building, whether it's the funds and how you want to disperse that. That's all within your control within the Donate Mo application. So in the case of Dave Hess, he set aside $5,000 as part of his annual contribution. He's got his start date entered. You're, as the administrator, the one who's entering this. How did you get this information? Well, in the example of Bryn Mawr Presbyterian, every year we receive a small pledge card. Maybe that's what you're using. It's a simple card that says, this is what I want to give this year. And it's part of an overall preparation. First, the letter goes out to the congregation, just reminding them of the importance of how much they had an impact. Specifics are given, and then that's followed up with a pledge card. And in the Presbyterian faith tradition, when it's time to deliver the pledges, everybody comes up and delivers it before the altar in a basket. And then now what we're doing in this example is, imagine we're entering in those values. So here it is, Dave's giving $5,000. But what if there's another person joining, like Mary? Let's say there's a Mary Smith who's joining, but she joins mid-year. Well, then put the start date as mid-year, everything ending, of course, at the conclusion of the calendar year. So let's see where we go next. One of the points that any study around pledging and giving and contributions is the importance of communicating with the giver. It would make then perfect sense to generate a thank you email that you would send out once that pledge has been entered into the system. The beauty behind all of this is that you have the flexibility within the Donate Mo back office to generate as few or as many email reminders as you like. We always encourage that you always acknowledge, at the very least on a quarterly basis, how much and how that individual is tracking to their pledge commitment in that first, second, third, and ultimately fourth quarter. So again, right here in the back office area is where you set that next reminder. As you can see here, again, referencing first of all on the left-hand side of the menu, you can see that email template is an item that is part of out-of-the-box functionality, and you get to create all of these additional emails that you might want to generate and push to your members. And in fact, this example here, you can see that the flex fields are created by the application so that, dear David Hess, thank you for donating $5,000 towards your 2022 annual pledge. The support for you and others in the congregation, and this will continue for each of the members as you enter their pledge gifts. And then ultimately, best regards, whether it might be the session or it might be should always be the pastor or father, whoever it is that is seen as the absolute go-to person, the head of the organization, and others that you feel are important to include as part of the best regards. But you have all that flexibility. So at this point in our time together, I want to be able to address the point that you probably have in your mind, especially if you're currently using another application and wondering, my gosh, how is it that we're going to make this transition, and what does this cost? Because again, when you look at perhaps what your dashboard looks like versus what you just saw me share with you, this must be a pretty expensive proposition. And the answer is, for those of you here with me today, as well as those of you who are watching this webinar after the fact, you're going to receive the back office management and online giving platform for free. You heard that correctly, for free. We've also identified the additional add-ons like the custom branded mobile app at $49 a month and the kiosk giving option at $25 a month. But again, the back office management platform, of which you've just seen a small slice, along with the online giving platform where the gifts are taking place, those tools are being offered to you today at no cost. So let's talk about how much the cost for merchant services goes for. I think you'll be very pleased when I share the specifics of that. So right now, your merchant services costs per transaction. Again, so you've had no upfront cost. This is our way, Donate Mo's way of investing in your long-term success. Is there's no cost for the back office management platform and online giving. Your merchant services cost for all credit card types. That includes American Express, that many organizations like to shy away from because of their higher cost. Well, with Donate Mo, that cost is 2.5% and 30 cents per transaction. So if I gave $100, my merchant service cost would be 2.5% and 30 cents for that transaction. If I choose to set up an automatic bank withdrawal, that cost is only 1% with a 30-cent per transaction cost. All of these transactions are being protected by our PCI Level 1 compliance environment. And our way of looking at all of this holistic environment that we're offering you, is that it's built upon 3 pillars. One pillar is focused on contributions, and that's the piece that you see here with the online giving platform. The second pillar is people, caring for the people within your congregation. That's the back office part. And then finally, ministry tools being the third pillar. Together, all of that is found in the complete back office management platform. So it's short of going out there and helping you fill out the documentation, I don't think there's a single provider out there who's providing you with as easy an option and essentially a no cost, zero front option. But the key is you have to have been with me here today or watching the webinar after the fact, okay? So I hope you find that very intriguing and you'll want to reach out to us and learn more. So at this time, I love giving folks the opportunity to ask me any questions out there. So John, who is serving as my director today and a member of my team, John, we have any questions out there?
I don't see any questions in the chat, Richard.
Okay, great. Thank you, John. So let's bring this all together, put a bow on it, and show you how it is that you can connect with us to learn more about Donate Mo, and more importantly, to get started, to take advantage of this tremendous opportunity of a zero cost for the Donate Mo back office and online giving platform. Just email us at sales@donatemo.com or pick up the phone and dial 1-833-453-0697. If you're curious and want to learn more, you could visit that website listed at that address, support.donatemo.com, to see how it is that we're supporting our members by providing a robust library of content to help them learn and strengthen their understanding of the Donate Mo back office. We don't leave you high and dry when you join us. We are invested in your success. Of course, like every organization, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Just look up Donate Mo and you'll find us there. So on behalf of the entire Donate Mo team, I want to thank you for joining us today. I want to invite you to take advantage of this opportunity at no cost for you, to bring online the back office of Donate Mo and the online giving platform at no cost to you. We can do this in a transitional fashion so that if you're currently using another private provider that no longer inspires you, we can help you with that tradition and make it happen. To everybody out there, wishing you a wonderful end of the month, and we'll see you next month when we focus on messaging from the Donate More platform. Thank you, everybody. Bye now.